Yeah, my name's Hamish Martin. Me and my wife are shemwalking on a family farm owned by my dad and his partner. We've been here for about 12 years now. We run 320 cows on this farm. It's part of a system where we have another farm just up the road, it's 280 cows on that, and we've got a support block that's up the road as well. I guess the basis of what our farming strategy comes down to looking after your animals and looking after your land. If we've got grass, we'll feed grass. If we get to a point where it gets dry and the cows, we're lacking something, well then we'll look at bringing more stuff in. We want to be bringing in less supplements and doing the same milk solids, using less nitrogen, growing the same amount of grass, and just all those little things that make it more efficient. When we started thinking about more efficiency, one of the big things I think on this farm was the pasture. We've always had a grass renewal program because we've got probably 2/3 of our farm here is peat, and so if anybody knows or farmed peat before, it's you constantly need to be working it up every 10 years. So there's a constant renewal of pastures anyway. I think the big difference in the change from the old seeds that we're using to the Maximum and the Governor is that we're finding that undersown is lasting for longer, or the regrassing is lasting for longer. Definitely with Governor, because we've been using that for a year longer now. Definitely notice that those paddocks just tend to stay nice and carpeted and weed free for a lot longer. Yeah, I think one of the other changes we've made, I didn't mention earlier, with our pasture is the fertiliser and then the different seed we're using, but also the idea of looking after our seed and making sure that we're spending the money to spray out the weeds, especially in the first few years. Having a variety of different sprays to use at different times and having that advice from the farm source reps has been real beneficial as well, just to make sure that we're looking after those pastures the best we can as well. A lot of it actually comes down to having the faith in what the TSRs and that say, and giving it a go too, which can be hard at times, because there's a lot of knowledge with the farm source TSRs, and they've obviously done their research and linked to different reps as well. It's basically my number one source of information, really. Go to Farm Source, once again say, these are the sort of issues and the things that we're thinking about. I mean, you talk a lot about the TSR, but there's a lot of staff in the Farm Source that give you a lot of good advice. It's not just focused on the one person in there, but it's everybody in there that gives you advice, and it's definitely the hub of any sort of farming community that I've been a part of. I think if you shift to a new farm or a new area, especially if you don't know people, the best place to network is to go to Farm Source and introduce yourself to your TSR and the support staff in there too. It's such a good sort of community feel in there, and yeah, it's fantastic, yeah.